Hi beauty fam, welcome back to MikiCarrBeauty. I'm Miki Carrico, and on my channel I love to talk about luxury skincare, beauty, and sometimes small luxury goods. And today I have a bare face on. I thought I would do a get ready with me with some new products that are new to me and do a chatty get ready with me. So I have some thoughts that have been racing in my head. So I thought we could get my face ready. It's on the weekend. I'm trying to just do a little bit more of a chill, informal video. So if you want to join me in a get ready with me, get to know me a little bit more, some thoughts that have been swirling in my head, and try on some new makeup and whatnot, then keep watching. But remember to subscribe, share, comment, and like below. I'd really appreciate your support. Let's begin doing a get ready with me. It is Sunday, beauty fam, and I woke up, I slept in, thank goodness. I love obviously the weekends where I cannot where I can actually sleep in doing. So actually on Sundays I try to do at least one face mask, if not two, but sometimes if it's aggressive I just want to just do one. I did a hydrating mask this morning. It's the Sisley Express Flower Gel Hydrating and Toning Mask. And I actually went to see Dune Part 2 last night, and we went out kind of late for me at least. I'm usually in bed by 11, and we didn't get home till like 12 or 12:30. I took my kiddo with me. I'm that person that shushes people in movie theaters, especially if it's like a serious movie. And yeah, so I'm that person. If you're on Instagram, I kind of like talked about that, but I just, my head is swirling about Dune and I just can't get it out of my head. So I need to do skin prep while I'm chatting. The hyaluronic acid serum by Good Molecules. This is like one of my holy grail products. It's such an affordable hyaluronic acid. I love it. My skin just drinks it up. And again, I haven't put skincare down. I just did that mask by Sisley. It's a hydrating mask. Anyway, the reason I was talking about the movie is that we shared a bucket of popcorn, which was my mistake. We should have gotten just a small bag. And then I woke up, my face was so puffy and red. So, you know, I eat pretty clean and like organic and whatnot when it makes sense. And I actually have a really strict diet. I kind of have like a mostly vegetarian, vegan-ish diet just because I have some medical stuff, like a lot of stupid allergies. And a lot of times, like if I eat processed food, my body will tell me by my flare-ups. So I've got it under control, but this morning I woke up really puffy and there was like rosacea all here. So I just had to do this flower mask and it kind of toned everything down. Always do my neck cream. So I use this Necessaire neck cream, and I've tried to find a couple different neck treatments, and what I like about this, or actually love, because this is like my fourth bottle, neck creams sometimes tend to be really thick, and one of the things that I look for in a neck cream is that it's not tacky and that it actually absorbs, like truly absorbs, because the last thing that I want, and because I've tested a couple of different neck creams, sometimes they're so thick that I can feel the tackiness through the day, and it just feels weird. This actually, in my experience, really absorbs into the skin. And something I've noticed in the past 2 years as I'm getting older, that this neck area, it's definitely starting to wrinkle. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to like address that right away. So this is multi-peptide collagen treatment, and I believe this is like a $60 bottle. This will last me probably a good month and a half, maybe 2 months actually. This is probably my most used product from Necessaire. I love it. And again, all the products I mentioned in this video will be listed below. Okay, so the next thing I do is I take some eye cream, and I have tried a couple eye creams and this is the one that works best. So I love the Sisley eye cream. Comes in this cute bottle. It has a component to dip out the cream. What is this called? This is called the Sisley L'Integral Anti-Aging. It is a cream, eye and lip contour cream, and this is what it looks like. And it used to have another component on top, but I lost it just to keep it fresh. This jar will last me like 6 months. So I scooped out a little, and I either just put it right here, and then the other. Actually, I don't like using that concave part, actually, because it's hard for me to then get the product out. This I primarily use for my eyes, but if there's any leftover like there is, it's actually meant to be used on the upper lips, because as we age, this area tends to get tightened. So this is kind of like one of my holy grail eye creams. I've tried so many others and I just don't think it's worth it. Like, I noticed when I don't use this and my eyes start to get more wrinkly and more dark under eyes, and it's inexpensive. It's a pretty penny for this product, but I won't say my age because ladies don't share their age. Every time I went to that esthetician for Shantakai, and she was asking me about my skin, all the things, and then she's like, how old are you? And then I told her, and she's like, no way. So I have my skincare on lock. I know what works for me. What works for me might not work for you, but I hope it helps. You know, I have aging skin, rosacea, sensitive skin, oily T-zone, and right here gets so dry because I have rosacea. So although I'm oily, I'm also dry at the same time. It's kind of weird. If you have rosacea or someone then in your family that has rosacea, you'll understand. Like, my face still produces oil, but because of my skin condition right here, it just gets so dry because of the eczema and rosacea. So I just have my skincare on lock. Just get to know what works for you. Because I'm doing makeup with you, I thought I would use this. This is I got this in the Beautylish Lucky Box. Lucky Box, yes. Fukubukuro 2024 Charlotte's Magic Cream Light. And I know this is a holy grail product like the regular cream. I do appreciate this is the lighter version because I don't think I'd be able to handle the thick one. I do love this one because there's like a slickness to it. And I've tried that cream before, the Charlotte Tilbury, and it's just too thick. This light one is so wonderful for skin prep right before makeup. And that's just my experience. I didn't really get on with the cream because it was too thick, but this is a nicer, lighter consistency, and there's more slip, which is so great before skin prep right before makeup. Like, I am having some breakouts here. Let me get you in closer, because it's always funny that people are like, oh, you have such beautiful skin. I'm like, thank you. And then, you know, I'm human, so I have stuff I deal with. So, you know, being vulnerable here, this is actually here, that's not scarring, that's actually rosacea. And you can see these dots here, that it looks like discoloration. That is the rosacea. And if like you were to touch my face, which you'll never do unless you're an esthetician, it feels bumpy. And this is what I kind of have to work with, of like when I'm using foundation, I see YouTubers or content creators, when they're putting makeup on and foundation, it might look flawless because their skin isn't bumpy. Like, literally my face is like, if you were to run your fingers around this, it feels very bumpy. And that's not acne, that's just the condition of my skin of having like a lifetime of rosacea and eczema. And I've tried going to a dermatologist, and they just throw a lot of chemicals at my face, and it just never works out. So, and I know there's things like laser treatment that costs, I think I was quoted like between $2,000 to $4,000. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do laser treatment. I'd rather spend $2,000 to $4,000 spending somewhere else or saving it, you know. I am conscious about how my face looks, but I'm not that vain to worry about like this discoloration. It's fine. It's flaws and all, right? Let's quote Beyonce. So as I'm aging, in the past 10 years, it's pretty common for people to get cystic acne. And I have a visitor here, so rude. A lot of this is brought on by stress. Sometimes I shouldn't be touching my face. And then also just, I think a lot of it's stress and food, at least for me. Those are my triggers, because I know when I eat food that I should not be, and that's primarily spicy food, processed food, and unclean meat. I usually break out. And then I've tested enough to know that like when I eat meat, even chicken from places like restaurants that are not like, what do they call it? Now, I don't want to say kosher or halal. There's just not clean meat. I will break out. So if you have cystic acne, that's something to look out, is like know your allergens, watch what you're eating and see if you have a reaction right away. Like if you feel bumps or acne or like pimples inside your mouth right away after you eat something or break out, that's a tell for you, at least for me, that there's something in that food that I'm not supposed to eat, that my body is literally telling me within the 30 minutes of eating it, no, Miki, don't eat that. It's bad for you. So just a little bit of a tip. And these are two things that I got that are PR or gifted. I had shown these on my Instagram. Ami COLÉ, and she is a Black owned beauty makeup artist, I believe. And let me look from the website here. It's Ami COLÉ, clean beauty made to celebrate melanin rich skin. So I ended up receiving these as gifts, so thank you, Ami COLÉ. I ended up getting the they're really, this is what was popular on Sephora, the lip oil treatment. And this is the hydrating lip treatment oil, and it comes in 6 shades, I believe. Yeah, 6 shades, a high shine finish and a shimmer finish. Like $20, and I decided to get something really, really like just usable for every day. Nothing like fancy. I picked the most neutral color because then I can use this as a topper. So it's a treatment lip oil. I love lip oils. My favorite ones are like Merit and SUQQU. What's really lovely about this is that I've been using this since I got it. It reminds me of a cross between the Lisa Eldridge lip oil and the Dior lip oil, but better because it doesn't have that. I don't like it when they have that plumping mechanism. I've got big lips, so I'm not like fussed to have bigger lips. It's fine. But moreover, I just don't like the tingling feeling. So because I'm moisturizing my face right now and I'm doing makeup, I'm actually gonna put this on now. So just because I need my, oops. Oh, that came out. Okay, so it's very goopy. Like I pulled it out, and then if, just be mindful, it can kind of get goopy. The doe foot's nice. I like it because it's big enough for my lips. It does have a very light scent, but it's not like, how can I describe it? It's not like Rihanna's lip gloss where you're just like, whoa, it's vanilla. Some kind of fell out here, so I'm gonna swatch that for you. So this is the color, I think Bliss, like a nudie pink, but for my skin tone, it's just basically a light, very light color. I love it. I've been using this a lot actually. It's not quite made it into my purse, but it's here on my vanity on the top shelf. And what I do like about this lip gloss or this treatment wrapping lip is that it doesn't feel like there's added perfume. It actually feels like maybe the smell is like a natural botanical smell. So they also sent me this skin enhancing stick in 320. Show you here, 320, and they have about 16 shades of this, which in today's market I was like, ooh, that's interesting. It's a Black owned company, but there's only 16 shades. However, I'll show the pictures here. The swath of shades, that's a pretty good swath of shades. Usually when there's companies that come out and they do 16 shades, they all like, especially in Asia, they only have 16 of like super white to light, and it's like there's nothing deeper than me. But this swath of choices is pretty like across the board. So that is what the packaging looks like. This is how much product you're getting. And best for oily combination and normal dry skin types. And it says there's a blurred soft focus finish and helps cut down on excess shine, soft focus powder, and a lot of other good things. So because it is clean beauty. It says it's a medium coverage, natural finish, breathable, buildable, medium coverage foundation stick that provides a blurred, soft focus finish. I ended up getting 320 because I think it has some olive undertones. And so let me do a quick swatch for you here so you can see. That's really, really nice. I think it's gonna blend in nice. It might be a smidge too deep. We'll see. I don't know if what it is that if it oxidizes, then it gets too deep. But that's really nice. And let me do a swatch of the Fenty skin tint. It has a very long name. I'm not going to say the entire name. Y'all know what the Fenty skin tint looks like. It's a stick tint, serum stick. And I am in shade 13. Because I'm more of a yellow undertone, that actually might be a better match. You can see, let me blend these out so you can see maybe a little bit of a difference. it blends out pretty nice. It is a little bit deeper. Let me just blend it out more. This is the Fenty side, and this is the COLÉ. Yeah, the serum stick has like a little bit of a luminosity, but this is definitely more matte. To take some on a super old foundation brush. I'm so embarrassed of how crusty this is. Like the handle is so disgusting, but I love this brush so much. I have a hard time getting rid of brushes. If they work, but the handles are yucky, I just don't want to waste it. Okay, so I'm taking some on this side, and I'm not prepping my skin because I just want to see how this goes without like primer, because I already put that Charlotte Tilbury down. So I'm just going ahead and use this. So far so good. I'm still waiting on my Chanel matte lipsticks. I'm getting those tomorrow. I ordered also the Lisa Eldridge package, the liquid, it's a liquid liner and mascara, and usually it gets to me in like 3 days because there's usually a shipping facility nearby, like on the East Coast, but it's taking over a week. It's really strange. Okay, so that is 320, shade 320. Yes, 320. Not bad, actually blends in really nice. It reminds me of what I wanted the Tom Ford stick to be. So I know some people love that Tom Ford stick. It's like probably the most popular luxury foundation stick on the market that I see people loving. It's just too oily and heavy for me. I hate that stick. Well, not hate's a hard word. I just really tried that so many times, and it's because it's so thick and so oily. For my oily skin, it just doesn't look good. So that is the side with using the brush first and then using a stippling motion. It's like this is a synthetic brush, but it's very, very dense. Yeah, medium, I would say. This is a medium finish. It doesn't hide like my bumps, but it definitely cools down or tampers down any sort of redness on my face. It is like in real life. I'm gonna stop using the ring light just so you can see. I'm in overcast lighting, so sometimes I think you can see better without that ring light. You can see where it's a smidge deeper than my skin tone here, my neck, but I'm not mad about it. What I'll be watching will be if it oxidizes, and then it's a problem. Okay, so I'm gonna try it this way, and I'm going to just put it on my face. A little bit up here. Okay, it's promising. If you can barely see it on my skin, that means it's gonna melt in more. And I think by putting it on directly with the stick onto my face, I actually deposited more product. So if you want more full coverage, I would say just use this directly. If you want lighter coverage, use a brush and then apply it. Not bad. Actually, I'm really impressed. This is a clean beauty, so we'll see how long it lasts on the face. Also, I'm always with clean beauty, what I'm looking at is that because it's clean beauty, they don't put as many chemicals in for what do you call it, preservatives. So that's better for supposedly your face and environment. However, with clean beauty, that means the shelf life often will mean that it's less for a shelf life. So that's something I watch for with clean beauty. I noticed, like, I used to get the Kosas, so I think it's clean beauty, and that concealer everyone loved, it just went rancid right away. So yeah, just something to watch. So, but I think it's a smidge too deep, but if you're olive tone and less warm than me, this might be a good match for you. So let me just kind of show you the two. I have shade 13 from Fenty, and this is 320. It went on really nicely. It's not too thick, not too oily. And yeah, thank you, Amicole. I'm gonna just keep trying this and see what it's all about. Okay, let's talk about Dune more. I need to know if you all saw it, because I need to talk to somebody about it. I need to talk to somebody because my partner did not go because they really dislike going on opening weekend, which I get, but it wasn't super crowded. And like, there's only deep of a conversation I can go with a 13-year-old. So I love my kid, and like, this is not deep. Like, I need to talk to people like my age that are like, we can talk about the cinematography and like the politics in that movie, all the good stuff. I got this in the mail. I broke down, beauty fam. I was wanting to use up my 2 loose powders. I have 2 loose powders that I was like, I'm gonna use up. So I have the Orsay loose powder. This is the Come Closer setting powder. It's talc free, which I love. And I love this receptacle. Look how cute this is. I just wish it was recyclable. After I'm done with this, I'm gonna try to take this apart and see if I can put the loose powder in here because I just love this receptacle. This is the Givenchy Prisme Libre in 04 Mousseline Acidule. That's the shade. The one that has the purple. This is for redness. This is great. 2 reasons I really don't love this. I like the finish after a couple hours, but initially I think it's too light for me. It just kind of lightens my complexion, which I'm not happy about. And moreover, it has perfume. So my holy grail loose powder is really Sisley. I love this powder and I haven't found anything like it to replace it. So Sisley, as you know, I just reviewed the Sisley Phyto-Teint Perfection Foundation and I'll link it above and below. And I'm noticing like with the foundations that some of them are, the powder is causing me to look lighter than I need to be. So I ended up getting shade 4. Before I used to use Matte 2 or Matte 2. And this does have talc and that matters to you. It's an airy powder. All I know, beauty fam, is this is my favorite loose powder. I don't know what magic Sisley puts in here. I have not found a loose powder that is fantastic as that one. What I do need to do is do my concealer. And because it's Sunday, I just want to make it easy. I'm just grabbing my Sisley concealer. So I am using the Sisley concealer in 04. And what I love about this, again, it's like that combination of concealer and skincare. And they were doing this skincare makeup before it became super trendy. Okay, something I'm noticing about the foundation already, it is starting to warm up and oxidize. And that's again my natural oils coming through. But I think it looks pretty. I mean, it looks like my skin is really just like, I have a really nice tan. It's really pretty. I like it. I recently got the peach pie from Huda Beauty. And, oh, here it is. Okay, there's peach pie. Is it peach pie? Yeah, peach pie baby bake from Huda. And it's supposed to be like peach. Here, let me lower the ring light. It's almost too pink for me because I have so much yellow in my skin that yes, I can use it for lightening. So I tried this under my eye, all over my face. I didn't even film it for you, beauty fam. I don't like it. I don't like this loose powder. Don't come at me. I think this is great for like the Sephora, Ulta market. This is not luxury beauty to me. It has like always perfume in her product. I love Huda and I'm always going to be honest about my reviews. Like I just don't even want to use it anymore. It's Givenchy Orsay loose powder. All my loose powders, even my baked powder, are better than this. I just don't like it. It has a perfume to it. And then I've seen influencers like put it all over their face. It looks so cakey and unnatural in real life that there's no way I'm going to use it. So what I do like are just like more natural looking powders. And this is what the packaging looks like. And some people really hate this packaging. I deal with it because I love this powder so much. It's unfortunate you can't unscrew this, which is why I would probably want to decant this for a better mechanism. But there is a sticker here, so we're just gonna take it out. So I'm just gonna shake it up a little bit because I want obviously some product to leave the mechanism. And here is what it's looking like. Just put some here. Okay, super promising. Okay, so I'm gonna dip it over. It's messy. I'm using my tried and true Chikuhodo squirrel hair brush. This is the Year of the Rabbit one. And I'm just going over. It does really no smell. It just smells like Sisley, which is like skincare. And then going in, I'm taking this Wayne Goss squirrel hair brush and then swirling in here. Just I want to use it under my eyes. And what I'm doing is like I'm just tapping it once. I took the sponge out, so it might be messy, and there it is. It's super messy. I'm just tapping some off here, seeing how it looks under the eye. And I like using this brush sometimes because it's just like easier to use. It's lighter. Okay, so what do you think, Beauty Fam? I didn't want to lighten my face or deepen it, so let's see how it looks. That's the one side. Okay, so this is the one side with the Sisley shade 4, and that is without powder. It's nice. The other one lightened me up just a smidge too much. We'll see if this, with oxidation, if this ends up making me deeper, which I don't want. I just want it to be my actual natural shade. Looks great so far. It really looks pretty with that foundation by COLÉ. Okay, so I'm gonna finish on the other side. Still taking that same, and again, this is the mess. And I have to say that Givenchy one, it's not any less messy either. It's like, I don't know what the perfect mechanism other than the Orsay one is. Some people say don't tap because it'll ruin the ferrule of your brush. Let me tell you, Beauty Fam, this Wayne Goss brush, it's already falling apart. So whatevs at this point, because I need to tap some of this off. And I'm curious about Wayne Goss, like their relaunching their products. I've bought a number of Wayne Goss squirrel hair brushes and they tend to fall apart, so I'm kind of put off by that. Okay, so I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to look cakey. I don't want it to look YouTube cakey is what I'm saying. And that's what I think a lot of what Huda tends to do. It's like very like super like pancake makeup and like super, just like a lot of makeup. That's just not my aesthetic. Okay, let me know what you think of this. Did it turn it any deeper, too light? Does it look ashy? Okay, I think it looks really pretty. I'll continue to wear test to see if that loose powder changes the skin tone. If not, if it doesn't work, then I'm going to go back to Matte 2 number 3 Irisé. I think it has like sparkly kind of iridescent particles in it, and I don't like that. I like a true matte finish because my skin, being naturally oily, will kind of have a natural radiance. So serious talk, real talk, I am thinking about quitting YouTube. It's been how many years, I think, since I started? Maybe 3 years. And I started like a lot of people during the pandemic because we were all on lockdown. I started my channel, some of you know, because I didn't find a lot of people with my similar skin tone, and there's more creators now, so it's like, it's cool. I specifically, you know, focus on luxury beauty, not drugstore makeup or like all Sephora. So there's like more people in that space. I just don't see a lot of people doing luxury beauty. And my numbers haven't grown very fast, and actually my engagement has been down. And I just hit over 1,000 last year, and I'm beginning to monetize, which is great. I appreciate if any of you, you know, watch my videos. I'll start with that. I appreciate you all who do watch my videos and help out with my engagement, and even those who even share my video, that helps. What I start to wonder about YouTube is its algorithm and bias of smaller content creators, and I think about like the bias it might have of like content creators of color, Black content creators, you know, women of color. I have seen people start their YouTube channels and get more followers faster than me that were, you know, not people of color. So it's something that I kind of watch. But moreover, I think I just don't want to make it about, you know, ethnicity or race. I think what it is for me, just like moreover, is that it takes a lot of time to film these videos and then, you know, oh, those are really pretty. It takes a lot of time to film these videos and then edit. Edit takes like a long time. And I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't enjoy the filming part. I don't enjoy the editing part. And I'm just gonna play. I'm not gonna tell you which shades. Like at most I'll just do this. And it can be really defeating. And I try not to compare myself to others. However, I think it's always good to evaluate a return on investment. And what I mean by is like, am I still getting joy out of doing the content creation? It's great that I'm started to monetize, and I know some people would be really even happy with 1,000 subscribers. I've been kind of stuck around like 1,500, and I probably make on average like $20 to $40 a month. And I think about this as like a part-time job. And so for the amount of time that I put in, I definitely put in probably a good 20 to 40 hours, if not more, per month doing content creation, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram. I'm basically finding definitely more joy in doing Instagram posts, and I have really good engagement there, but it can be really defeating when I spend a good 2 hours filming and then 4 to 5 hours editing, and I post a video and then maybe only one person comments. And I know that is just one marker of people enjoying the content, but it is a marker because it does affect the algorithm of how YouTube will like kind of put your video at the top of the search parameters and whatnot. I do notice a lot of people who are watching my content actually are not subscribed. Actually, the majority. I think it's like there's like 20% of people who watch my content are subscribed, and there's like 75 to 80 that are not even subscribed. So I just think about that. I think about affiliate links. I appreciate you if you use my affiliate links. Most of what I've gotten on ShopMy, and this is like full transparency, I'd rather than talk about it and you know than not, because you know a lot of YouTube creators, like this is their part-time job or full-time job. I would say that some content creators, like this is actually like they put a lot of time and money into this because of their following. This is like actual income, like either subsidizing their income like significantly, or it's their major amount of income. So let me turn off the light a little bit, because what I love about Viseart mattes is that they go on so easy. Like this color, I mean, it's probably not showing up on camera, but my thoughts on Instagram, I don't monetize anything on that unless like I post makeup and then one of you uses my affiliate links. And I did some like data analysis that actually I get more, what do you call it, clicks and support from people who use my Instagram stories and buys a product that way. I don't think I've gotten really anything, if too much or anything, from me listing my affiliate links below. If you have, let me know, or DM me. Thank you. I just want to say thank you, but I can't track that. So what I can track are clicks and where I posted that, maybe if I do some backtracking. But from what I can tell, for the amount of time that I put into my affiliate links below, I don't think anyone really buys anything from what I'm posting, which is fine. What it is, I'm not saying you have to buy from me. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm kind of just analyzing for myself is it worth my time to keep doing YouTube? That's really what it is. And I think it's such a personal question. Like, if you're in it to just for the fun, like, and not worry about any of it, cool. That's just awesome. And for me, the love of doing this is starting to dissipate, just because I have other interests and things I need and want to work on. Like, for instance, I want to work on going into this one down here. I want to work on my health. I want to start doing art again. A lot of things I want to start doing that don't involve filming and like my weekends. So right now it's okay because it's yucky outside. I'm like, I'm gonna be inside anyway. But when it starts to get nice out is when I'm gonna probably start to transition to not doing YouTube anymore. The other thought I had, and let me know below, beauty fam, is that just doing YouTube videos like once or twice a month based on makeup that I've gotten, maybe just doing a roundup and just showing you the makeup there and not doing any more reviews, just doing a roundup or favorites. I can do that at most, but I'm really just being honest, beauty fam, that like I just haven't seen the growth that I thought I would. And I had no expectations of being like someone like Michelle Wong, right? Like she's like who I think is like the Peak or Jackie Ida. Those, I'm like, I love those two content creators. And I love that they're just like rocking it, and like so much, like when I think about them, it's great. But they're kind of like the gold standard, if you will. I've just been noticing, again, it's just really hard to see that people who start even like less time than me, and they get to like tons of followers, and moreover my algorithm has gone down and engagement. So for me, I'm like, if no one's watching, no one's subscribing, I feel like it can feel like I'm just talking out into the void, if that makes any sense. Content creation, like if you're a content creator, let me know. I just maybe need a pep talk, or just like it's something that I just need to like kind of process with other people. I'm gonna take this deep plummy shade, this one, I think it's this one here. So pretty. I mean, if anything, I'm probably just gonna migrate and do most of my content over on Instagram, and I've actually been kind of like testing that out low-key, of like doing stories of makeup and makeup tutorials and just posting what's on my face and whatnot. And like that still takes time, so I'm trying to figure out a way that will be sustainable. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful palette. I love, it's like smoky plums and mauves. Oh, so this purple shade, my gosh, look how beautiful that is. I can't Viseart. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna flip the brush. This is a Refer 2. Oh my god, their shimmer shades, they've gotten so much better on their shimmer shades. The one next to the purple here. I'm so glad I got this palette in my lucky bag. Sometimes I feel like Viseart is so underrated, like compared to, you know, the like the wow and pizzazz of other palettes and indie brands. I don't feel like it's shows up as like as much as a wow factor on social media. However, in real life, they are just glam enough that I just love it. The shimmer shades never ever irritate my eyes, and that's a big thing to say. Even my favorite shades, like my favorite brands, sometimes the shimmer shades can migrate and just irritate. Like think about Tom Ford, even SUQQU, Chanel for sure. Like that last one is pretty, but that duochrome shade or the shimmer shade, she was really messy. Anyway, I never find that to be the case with Viseart matte or shimmers. Like this is just, it's just laying down so buttery, just so pretty. Let's go into that, but I'm gonna lay down something first. I'm gonna go into like this one here, just to lighten it up as a base. It's the lightest matte shade in the palette. Yeah, I guess that's it for my rant about YouTube. Just wonder if, because I do change the algorithm a lot, I just wonder like how biased those algorithms are as well, right? And I mentioned that, like, how do they decide which algorithms get popular based on what beauty standards and format? You know, I'm a person that questions things, and that's why I try to, as much as I can, to support other smaller content creators, especially if they're content creators of color, if they're queer identified, because I just wonder if those content creators are getting love, including myself. Let's just be honest. And I'm going into those matte shades just to like lay down color. So yeah, that is kind of like the big news. I've been thinking about it for quite a while, beauty fam, of like quitting YouTube, or like, can I say quiet quitting? Does that make sense? Quietly quitting. I want to quiet quit YouTube. That is the tea. If you have thoughts on what I'm talking about, like if you ever thought about doing content, or you are yourself are a content creator and struggled with this issue, I'm taking that deepest matte shade on the top row and just using it as liner. This deepest one here. It's like the plum versus, what is this, grape? Yeah, and for example, I know other people have expanded their content beyond beauty, which is great. Okay, this is the amethyst that I picked up recently. Chantecaille. So beautiful, look at that color. Ah! Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna use that as a liner. I'm gonna try as much as I can to do liner on camera. It's really hard for me. I love this liner. I go back and forth. I'm like, oh, I love the Victoria Beckham ones more. Oh no, I love the Sisley ones more. I think this still consistently might be my favorite for a couple reasons. I think Victoria Beckham has the better, edgier colors. You know, Chantecaille is a certain market. It's like women my age and older. Victoria Beckham has like definitely a younger, like can be edgier market, but also like older. So I just love her shade range for her liners. However, for my oily lids, they're a bit too oily and smudgy. And that's just a preference thing. So if you find Victoria Beckham's liners too oily and too smudgy, you might want to try Chantecaille. I think because they have silk in it, it smudges out, but it's also like so super smooth. It's not as emollient as the Victoria Beckham, which I think is a good thing if you don't like the smudging, but you can still smudge this liner, if that makes sense. So I'm going back in with a BK Beauty 204 brush and just kind of smudging a little bit of the liner. Then, or they're on the same price range as Victoria Beckham. I just wait for a sale and then I get these. I also know that Victoria Beckham, her makeup just went up twice in the past 2 years, so there's something to know about that. So for a while I thought the Sisley ones were good. They're like a cross between the Chantecaille and Chanel. What I don't like about these, I don't think it's worth the $70 price tag. I got these on sales. If you like Chanel but they're too dry, I would say try out the Sisley ones. Chanel has great eyeliners, especially when they go do limited edition ones. I didn't like the last release though. Those were not for me. I felt like they were trying to do Victoria Beckham kind of liners and they just never showed up. The biggest criticism people have about Chanel is that they are too dry. And I would have to agree. Like after a while it gets dry and it's hard to actually put on your lids or my lids. These never dry down. Like the quality of quality and ease of these liners stay from day one of opening. That is the Viseart Violet Vespertine palette. So pretty. So I took the opportunity to finish my eye look with mascara on the top and bottom lashes, and then using my SURRAT purple liquid liner just to make more of a cat eye. I am so anxiously waiting for my Lisa Eldridge package so I can use that kitten flick thing that she had on her YouTube video. So stay tuned for that. YouTube. Okay, so I forgot to do an inner corner highlight. So I'm going to go into this shimmery shade here using a Rephr 23 brush and then just kind of popping that on the inner corner here. So if you have thoughts, Beauty Fam, on whether you're a content creator or just a consumer of content, like you're a viewer here, do you watch both Instagram and YouTube? Do you find you prefer short formats on Instagram or here more? I'm just kind of curious. So curious. And yeah, I'm still thinking about what I'm thinking about, which is like either phasing out quiet quitting YouTube and then phasing out completely. I'm gonna fade out. Yeah, I'm gonna fade out is what I'm thinking, unless some things change. So pretty. I can't even with this palette. Okay, I'm gonna grab my Sisley bronzer because I have Sisley powder down. And that's what she looks like. It's like a more of a shimmery bronzer. This is the Chikuhodo cheek brush. F08, I believe. I'll just swirl that in here. This reminds me a little bit of the Tom Ford Gold Dust, and that is kind of like just warms up your face and makes it shine in the most beautiful, subtle way. And I really do think, especially for this product, the Sisley, some people don't like it and they've decluttered it. I will never declutter this just because it's just like, it almost buffs on a bronzer in the most beautiful ways. This is the Melting Powder Blush in 10 Bright Pink. 10 Okuhibiki. And let me do a swatch here. That is what it looks like. Going in with a fox hair brush. Way too much blush, but you know, we're here for the makeup. Nothing's going to dethrone these melting powder blushes. Some people get really close to replicating it. I would say the new blushes from Chanel, the winter collection, got close to this melting powder kind of finish. Gucci as well, but there's something in this formula that is just exquisite. It's the powder, it's the ingredients. It has like just amount of sheen before I go in with a finishing powder. As I'm grabbing the Smooth Buffer by Sony G. Finishing powder from Chantecaille. Okay, and now the sun decides to come out, so I'm going to turn off the ring light. This is the Sony G Detail Pro. It's basically a really big brush. I think this could be used as eyeshadow, but no way. Look, this covers my entire eye. That is not for me. People have a lot of lid space for sure. This is the YSL Touche Éclat 3D All Over Glow Powder. It's supposed to be a glow powder for people, but I think it's made for people who have fair skin tones, but for me it just ends up being a really beautiful highlight. And I think this is why I like it, because it's not actually really a highlight, it's just an illuminator for one's face. I'm gonna use that Guerlain Paris Cherry Blossom color. It's pretty light perfume, it's okay. I've had other perfume, like Fenty I can't do because it's too vanilla-y. What I notice about this formula is actually it dries out my lips, which is so sad because that doesn't happen with too many lipsticks, but like for this Amico, it's not drying out. Obviously it's like moisturizing. Chanel usually doesn't dry out my lips. My favorite is that Moisture Glaze lipstick by SUQQU. Holy grail so far. But I'm finding this actually does dry out my lips throughout the day. So let me take off this Amico. It's such a pretty, this is actually really, really nice. But you know, sad that it actually kind of dries out my lips a little bit. So I am gonna top it with Amico, just a little bit on top. And it just makes my lips look even more plump. So great. Okay, so that is the finished look, beauty fam. What do you think? Let me know. Okay, that's it, beauty fam. Thanks for joining me on this chatty get ready with me with new makeup that I'm trying. Thoughts on Dune. I'm totally like fangirling about Dune, so hit me up if you want to chat about Dune. I need part 2. I need to process some things. It was a lot different than I thought it would be, but I'm like kind of obsessed. And then let me know what you think about, you know, content here, whether I'm just wondering if you prefer short content like on Instagram versus here. I just don't know if it's worth it anymore, beauty fam. I just don't know. It's like that I really am leaning like 80-20, 80%. I'm gonna phase out and quiet quit YouTube and then just hop over to Instagram full time. I really appreciate you as always for those who have subscribed and have supported and liked me through the past 3 years. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? That's completely the content of like what I was talking about today. Go ahead, subscribe. No sweat off your back. Just click that subscribe button. Hit notification for all so you get notification of when my videos get uploaded. Comment, like below, and share the video. Help me out. I would appreciate it. All the makeup I have used and mentioned will be in the description box below. My closest foundation shades are also listed. Go ahead and click the shop my links if you just want to see my favorites and what my most used products are. No pressure, you don't have to use them, but they're there for your reference and also for me for record keeping of like what I've been putting on my face. All right, I hope you all have a beautiful day. Remember to take good care of yourself and others and just be you. Until the next video, beauty fam, take good care. Bye.